Hello, everyone.
Hello. Welcome
to
Undressing.
Undressing. I'm Felicia Day.
And I'm Thomas. There's a fly. I'm Thomas Bridgerton Link.
Oh, wait, I'm Felicia Featherington Day. I'm so sorry. I don't use my last name anymore because Featherington is so much more, I don't know, feathery. And I'm a redhead and I fit in that family sadly too well.
Can't you be their American cousin? Come on. What do we have to do?
Listen, my casting is Penn's maid. She comes in, for some reason she has the same hair color they do. She's very dour looking, wears all the most unflattering. You never get a close-up except a strange one in episode 2. I don't know what to tell you, but Tommy, I'm feeling very depressed lately. And it's my birthday in about 3 weeks. Are you feeling depressed?
Mine too. I have my birthdays this weekend. And
I knew it was
yours
close
is
to
coming
me.
up. Yeah, we're pretty close. And I'm feeling depressed because I should not have received my gallery of headshot images the week before a birthday.
Oh no, new headshots the week before your birthday? What were you? But I do the same thing. I do the same thing. I'm like, this is the time for rebirth, and then I'm just like tremendously depressed. And I've been thinking for the last 2 days, Tommy, what do I have a dream?
I dream in time gone by when life was high and wrong we're living. I dream that love will never die.
Tommy,
but do the tigers come at night? They do. Yeah, I feel you.
But for real, like I don't have another thing. I'm like, I mean, I've always wanted to live abroad. There's no plan there. That's just relocating myself, okay? In a not practical way.
Yeah, what do we do once we get there is the question.
Do we make friends? Do we know the language? Do we pay for anything somehow?
You make 3 friends. Here's why. Because sometimes I'm overwhelmed by like, how do you have a party and invite people? How do you do that? I know how you did it.
Again.
I did it in the past. It's so many people. This is not me bragging. It's just like, oh, maybe it's better to have just like 4 friends and you all do everything together like you're on a TV show.
You know? I mean, I'm like that except without the 4 friends. No, I have a couple of friends that I do things pretty regularly with. And I have one friend I talk to all the time. Tommy, you're in my top 10, okay? If I had a party, you'd be there, okay? And I don't know what that says about our actual intimacy level because we don't talk that much often. So I'm like, Felicia,
I talk to you more than most of my other friends.
Okay, good. Okay, good.
This what makes me feel happy. Yeah, like, how do you have a party?
Why are you? You're having a party. You're gonna have. See,
no, I'm not.
Okay,
no, I'm not.
Okay,
I'm not. Are you?
Never. Tommy, I don't want to celebrate myself ever again.
No, never. I went to a birthday party this weekend and it was it was a comedy people and lots of friends there. And I'm like, this is great. And I would not want to host this event. It was so lovely. Yeah. And I don't know how do you, I mean, this ties into our show that we're watching, Bridgerton, because like all it is parties and like to throw a party. You don't get to see anybody. It's having a wedding, throwing a party. You don't get to see your actual friends. You're just running around, having 10-second conversations and then making sure there's enough ice.
Also, these people, if you think about it, Bridgerton, these people see each other pretty much every day. You got nothing new to talk about, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing, okay? It's just they're always on a promenade running into their friends, in a parlor running into their friends, at a something opening, a balloon release party, a ball.
What's our equivalent of promenading? Like, where do we go? The Beverly Center?
The Grove or the Beverly, yeah, the Grove or the Beverly, or Glendale Galleria. That place.
You go there?
Grove. I like. No, I don't go there. I go there occasionally. I don't know. They used to have a Lego store that I went to because but then now, Century City. I go to Century City quite a bit.
That's a good where mall. I did run into you. Yeah. Okay.
I ran into you there, yeah.
Yeah, so that's our version of promenading. And then
It's
what's
mall
our version
shopping.
of balls?
I mean, Tommy, I'm exhausted. I went to 4 outdoor occasions past 6 PM in the last 10 days, and I don't wanna do it ever again. I have an improv show this Saturday, Tommy, and I'm like, "Why did you say you'd do
Wait,
that?"
is Hammer happening this weekend? That's right,
Hammer's
it is.
happening. Do you wanna come
Well, now
perform?
you have to
Because
go. No, because you gotta have enough people. Guess what? I went last time, and you weren't there last month, and neither was
I
who
know,
didn't
but
show up.
I don't know why I was on the poster,
You
but
were booked in. You were booked and busy. No, I went and I supported because our friend Brooke
she's amazing.
runs that.
But
But
Critical
Colin
Role,
Ferguson had to cancel as well last time. Is he doing
well,
it
2
this
people had to
time?
cancel. No, and Sandeep can't do it, and Jeff can't do it.
Well,
It's
now you
me
have
and
to do it because I'm gonna come see it for my birthday.
would you just oh, that's your birthday. Listen, Critical Role
Perform
is
for me.
performing at the
I'm
Greek, and there's gonna be no fans there that are it's just all the nerd community is being sucked up into the Greek, which is the coolest thing ever, and I was invited, and I'm like, "I can't go because of improv."
Oh no.
It's
You know
okay,
what?
believe me. It's
You
okay.
might get
I
discovered. Someone might be in the audience at the Hammer Improv
really?
show. There is some dedicated Hammer Improv fans. If
Yeah,
you're in
and
Los
several of them
Angeles.
already responded and said they're gonna be at Critical Role instead.
Oh no.
Because rightly so, it's very thrilling that a role-playing group is playing the Greek, and I was gonna go
But what do
and
they
just go
do? They
they do performance. They perform Dungeons& and Dragons on a stage to thousands of people. Yes, Tommy, it exists, okay?
but so they like roll the dice and then they're like, all right, this person will be.
Yeah, but they perform, they're real act it's hard just look them up.
Do I know who's in it? Who's in Critical Role?
Do you know Ashley Johnson?
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Oh,
know
it's
Ashley.
that group. It's that group. Okay.
That group. Yeah,
At the
Ashley's
Greek? Why did they get to perform at the Greek? Because they
because they're
have a
international
consistent
superstars.
schedule. They film it and they put it out, and people want to.
Listen, they have the most
What if we
brilliant
do?
job in the
What
world.
if we do a live
Well,
undressing to wrap up this season?
we could do that, but I will tell you, Tommy, there is a Jane Austen themed role-playing game that I've always wanted to play. I'm not
Oh,
a GM. I'm not gonna be the game master, but I really have always I have it right
what's
over
the
there. I've never known I wanted to play
okay?
it.
What's the difference between an improv show and a live role playing game?
Nothing, except you roll
It's the same.
dice, and there's more
Okay.
rules. Yeah.
Oh,
You
I
would be
like
very
that.
good at it, Tommy. I can't have you ever played Dungeons& and Dragons? You haven't?
No, me and Danny and Adam famously had to say that when we did our first roll of the dice of the Dungeons and Dragons game, when on that first episode of Buffy we were like, they're like, and then you play the game, and we're like, how does that work? What do we do? And they were very disappointed
Who was
because
they? Joss?
the writers, no, like
Oh,
Marty and Doug.
so basically you got not one of you knew what you were doing when you were rolling that die in your episode.
Correct. We'd never done it, but we look like we have many times, and I support that.
Wow. I mean,
I still know
this is an occasion where you guys have to get together and learn. This is kind of actually
20 years
prime.
later,
Yes, 20 years
we
later.
we still haven't done it. That
I
would
mean,
be
that
something
was
that
yeah.
if Danny wasn't so busy writing and receiving awards,
Yes.
then maybe we would do that
All right. Well,
and
I'm just
film it
putting
for
it out into the
posterity.
world. It needs to either that needs to happen or us playing the Jane Austen RPG needs to happen, but somebody else has to do all the work for it, okay? We're willing to show up, just FYI. I'm looking at you, Cameron.
Okay. So I'm gonna come see you on Saturday. If we upload before then, we will. Then
No, we will.
people come and watch Felicia perform improv
But
with
what
the
day is
Hammer
your
group.
birthday? It's not in my calendar.
Oh, who cares?
What day is
Honestly,
your birthday, Tommy?
everyone has a birthday. Who cares?
No,
It's
what
the
day is your birthday?
16th. It's the following day. It's Sunday.
the Sunday the 16th, I'm putting Tom
Yeah.
Lenk birthday, repeating
Don't
every year until I die.
Don't
Repeating.
waste your time. If you send me a text that says happy birthday, I will be so mad at you.
It will be an emoji and I'll be bursting out of a cake. Okay?
I think I've received them from you in the past. Thank you.
I always do it. It's the cheapest, crappiest way to connect with a friend is a Bitmoji, but I do it.
Do you like a card? I think we discussed this before, but do you like receiving a birthday card? Or you're like, no, this is trash.
Tommy Lenk, I hate birthday cards, greeting cards, and flowers more than anything in the world. You are essentially giving me future trash. First of all, you're with flowers, you're giving me something that's in the act of dying, just like I am.
In the act of dying, just like it.
And then a card is like, just give me some good toilet paper. That would be more useful for me. $7 for a pop-up? No, thank you.
I'm going to send you that like fan bamboo toilet paper instead of a card.
Is it better than
we doing that?
I doubt it. I doubt it.
Okay, there's this lovely shop on right off of Beverly, right next to where me and Danny used to live, across from the Villa Stanley. It's just right there. You know, like when you like that coffee shop on Beverly, across from Erewhon.
Yeah,
and then
I love
two doors down, there's a tiny, adorable little store called Pygmy Hippo shop. And it's just, have you been there? It's adorable.
Okay, Tommy, I think that's a front for the mob. That little shop.
It's not.
How does it stay in business? How does it stay in business?
Look, I had a long talk with the owner. She's awesome. She gave me the whole history about that block because there was these other shops there before. And she told me like, because there was like a massage place and turned out the owner was living like in one of the cubicles of Brooks Massage, and he had large snakes in one of the other cubicles. And I'd been there. I had a massage from this very strong Russian man where he like
I did too.
Felt like he was shooting lasers from his hand. But you probably went to the one that's there now called Now Massage.
No, I went to Brooks Massage and it was it was not good. He messed my back up, so I was kind of like this the whole time, and he was very aggressive.
Yeah, the aggressive, and he had this one time I felt like he had electricity shooting out of his hands. I'm like, oh my God, he's powerful. And then I thought, oh, maybe he's scamming me. And he has like a little thing. He's got his foot touching and he's shooting like electricity into me. Anyway, she had to call the police on them. And then they like came in and like took the snakes away, took him away and shut down the business. Something like that.
What happened to the snakes? Yeah.
I think they went to animal control.
Oh no. Who goes to animal control to adopt a snake?
No one. I think they probably go to a zoo or something. But anyway, she was saying that the owners, some nice news. So the owners of that whole block of shops, because I take my dog there to go to Bowie Parker.
The Pooch Bowie Parker. Okay. Not Pooch.
Yeah.
Pooch, poor love.
Poor Pooch, they're great too as well. And Lucy just got the cutest haircut. Oh, wow. Anyway, she was saying that it's like the same owners have owned it since forever. And they're really old and they live in like, I don't know, La Cañada. And they actually just want to have small businesses in there. Because I've been surprised that decades ago it wasn't sold and redone.
That's one of my favorite blocks. I wrote half my book in the coffee shop on Dante. Both of my books in that coffee shop. I will drive very far to go to that particular coffee shop. They replaced the seats with like a concrete bench that makes my butt very cold. But if you bring a pillow, which I do, I'll sit there for a couple hours and write.
What? Even though there's no air conditioning?
I mean, I think the times that I was writing it was not hot. I mean, generally it's not that hot here, right? Like that's the secret.
Yeah, you're
of
right.
LA. This is very interesting. Okay, I love Pygmy Hippo, but I just don't understand. It's like, guys, you can't understand. This shop is maybe 3 feet deep and like 20 feet long. So it's almost just like a newsstand.
But it's adorable and she's lovely.
Yes.
And
a lot of cute little gifts. Oh, it's the best little, like, I need a present desperately. Also next door, Potato Chips has a really great hoagie.
Ooh. Okay. Okay.
Really good roast beef
Shout out
sandwich.
to that block on Beverly. All the businesses there.
Yep, all of them. It's
Do you
really
still
good.
go to?
Yeah.
Do you go to? I haven't been to Peroni in forever. Do you
I
go
haven't
there
been to
ever?
Teroni in forever. We should go there because it's very good.
Okay.
I just haven't eaten. Last night I ate spaghetti and meatballs, and I've been trying to eat no gluten, and I feel so much better for it, and especially pastas. And I ate it, and guess what, Tommy? I felt worse.
Cramps,
Yeah,
and
cramps.
bloating.
Cramps and bloating. Thank you. So don't be lazy. Eat a salad. You know what I'm saying? Tommy, did you before we get into the episode, which is quite dramatic and will be followed up by 4 more episodes in about 48 hours, by the way, BT dubs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you have any goals that you were trying to accomplish by your birthday that you are either successful or failing at?
Oh God, goals. Goals. Success or failing at? You know, I was going to make $1 million this year, and I'm failing at that for
I'm
sure.
so sorry.
Did I make any goals? I'm not a big goal setter, but I've recently been trying to read some self-help books and be better at having better output of positive energy.
Mm-hmm.
And then the headshots crushed that. So I failed. I definitely failed.
I want to see these headshots because I'm sure that you're adorable in them.
I'll send them to you. It's just it was with the photographer is great and the setups were great and there's some really cool lighting, but the flash photography can be very harsh on this area.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure you're so cute, but yeah, it's not the present to give yourself is 100 pictures of yourself that you're not satisfied with.
Yeah, and I did my own makeup. I put my eyebrows on too dark. Oops.
Oh no!
I guess I can fix that. But I should have done more with the eyebrows sort of up because it's I don't know, just
Did you need tape, like face tape?
Yes. And I did. When you commit to one hairstyle in a headshot session, and then they all look like that. And then the last setup, ruffled it up and it looked cool. And I'm like,
and you're like, oh, that's what I wish it would all look like. Yeah, I got you. Well, Tommy, we are the opposite because I set at least
what are you set goals?
8 unrealistic goals.
And did you accomplish them? And
I have until the 28th. Okay. So I have 12 days-ish. No, more than that. I have 16 days. Although, yeah. Here are my goals. Finish moving my storage unit to a cheaper unit because it's now a third full and I'm just paying exorbitant amount for not much. Finish scanning in all my photos and throwing out the ones that I want to keep forever. That's about 3,000 photos. Talk about unrealistic. Get rid of my embryo so I don't pay $100 for that every month. Finish a book proposal that I've been stalling for 4 months and edit my one-woman show that I wrote earlier this year that is 110 pages, Tommy, and probably I think needs to be about 40 realistically for a one-woman show. Not sure. You tell me.
You want me to send it to me and I'll red pen it?
Yeah.
Some of those were
for your birthday.
For my birthday. Yeah.
Yeah, for your birthday, you edit.
I will happily edit your thing.
Thank you.
Because it's easier to edit someone else's thing and your own thing. I'm my own thing. I'm just
100%.
Okay, wait. What if we did, instead of doing our Bridgerton live undressing, what if we do a double bill of our one-person shows that we want to try out? Because mine is written. It's just sitting there ready to go. And
it's written. Why are you doing it?
Because I don't want to memorize it.
Yeah, it's too much.
How do you memorize that much?
I don't know,
you might be good at memorizing. But back to your list of items. Some of them were such low stakes, and then the others were such high stakes. And you just breezed. You just right past the embryo. And I was like, oh my God, I could talk the full hour about this. How do you? What do you do with it?
I was going to donate them to people, but then I'd have to go in and get blood tests and do questionnaires and all this stuff. I was like, no, just donate it to science. So I got the form after 3 weeks of trying, And then I just need a notary to watch me do it. And it's been sitting there for 3 weeks. So I just need to freaking do it. It's been several years, but yeah,
if
I've
you donate
decided.
to science, can you still then decades later get a message on 23andMe like
No.
I'm your kid? No, they just
maybe. I mean, maybe if somebody's really mishandling the situation, but I don't think so. Because again, if somebody were to want those embryos, I would have to get my blood drawn and do all these genetic tests in order for all the information to be there. My partner would have to do it too. It's just too much coordinate, too much. And it's like, would it be weird to run into your own child? I think it might be,
Also, I forget there's like a limited number of eggs when you do that. So there will be a small number of potential future kids. But the other way around, when you donate the sperm, you could just have like 50 kids out there.
I mean, it's true. It's the sperm. I think there's a doctor with like 150 children,
Yeah, isn't that wild?
Well, that means you're going to get incest babies probably,
Oh.
Accidentally.
Look, we cover all the topics here.
Including Bridgerton. Okay, so very excited that we're recording this before the deadline. We get A+ all around. And Tommy Lang, this episode was exactly what I thought I would get, and yet I enjoyed every second of it. What about you?
This one was a home run for me. I cheered and I also cried. I cried tears.
What, you cried tears? When?
I was deeply moved by the ending. We'll get to it.
Yeah. Okay, we'll get to it. Let's just get through it. Bridgerton, season 3, episode 4 is Old Friends. And we open on the Featherington sisters. They're all about trying to get preggers. And one of them puked at the end of last episode and is convinced that she's definitely pregnant. And Penn has a caller at the Featherington house. It is Lord Debling. He brought her a plant. And Mama Featherington decides that because Colin's not helping hook her daughter up anymore, she's going to be in charge of her. And this is going to probably set up that she's going to be super annoying for the episode. And that is, in fact, what happens. And we get the hint that Penelope always sits in the big window, gazing out of it, reading a book. This is a big story point that pays off later. But for now, you just think, oh, she's a reader. She likes to sit in this big window. Across the street, Colin is journaling. And I don't know if it's dirty journaling or what, but when Mama busts in, he's like, what, Mama? What? What do you think he was journaling about, Tommy?
He's writing some more of his torrid affairs.
Yeah. Or
his rakish behavior.
Or Penn's heaving bosom.
Or maybe that. Also, imagine writing did you ever write like a paper and pen journal?
Tommy, do you know how many times I have written, sorry, diary? It's been several weeks since I've written.
I mean, what's the point? It's so slow. It's so slow. And I'm like, why am I writing it here? It's all up there. I'll remember it. But I guess if I was typing it would go faster. But imagine having a journal back then, like no privacy whatsoever.
No, you can't lock it up. Yeah.
No.
I mean, you could, but people would probably get into it.
Save.
I mean, listen, I know, Tommy, that during the times that I was semi-self-disciplined and did a daily sort of like dumpster morning page thing where I just wrote for like 10 to 20 minutes continuously, stream of consciousness, I can assure you that it was my most creatively fertile time. I just can't care enough to do it. But I will say that, yeah. And when I sat down to write my books, I always did like stream of consciousness until I got bored. And then I would switch to my book and it kind of just sort of loosened up the gack in my brain in the morning. But again, not doing it right now.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I'll add it to the list. So anyway, Mom's like, what's going on? Samadami is stopping by for Francesca. She's definitely going to get hooked up with the Queen's favorite. Mama's also very probing about him last night, asking about whether friendship can turn into passion. And I don't know if she's on to Penn or what, but she's definitely sensing something's up with her little baby, okay? He denies it all.
Yeah, is this the conversation where she's like, hey, you asked me about falling in love with a friend. What was that? Was that in this conversation?
That was it. She's like, hey, remember last night? And that was right before he sort of, yeah.
Yeah, he kind of just like, oh no, nothing. Never mind.
He does that a lot. I will say the only negative thing I could say about this season is that Colin is a little paper thin. I don't understand his torment quite as much as I feel like I could. I mean, it's just not as juicy as the other lead men in the past, but because Penn is so incredible, I'm okay for it. So it's fine. Anyway, we have voiceover from Whistledown. We see Benedict arrive with flowers for the widow Arnold, and she's like, you're not calling on me. You're getting naked. She doesn't actually say that.
Down. It just skip everything and bone down.
Bone down. Isn't it boning up?
No, we bone down.
Is that the phrase? Bone down?
Yeah, when they bone down. Bone down.
I have never heard that before.
Yeah, you have.
All right.
What would you call it?
Hook
up. They were hooking up.
No, it doesn't matter. We're going to do bone down. Bone down is the
Afternoon Delight. Afternoon Delight.
That's it. Afternoon Delight. It's an amuse-bouche.
And by the way, when they are bone down, her wig is not moving. It's not going anywhere. It is rock solid. No movement.
Also, her bedroom looks like it is a boudoir, ladies and gentlemen. There's nothing shy about this ruby red sheets and, canopy bed. It is like, rawr.
Yeah, she has lived. Her color story is telling us that she's a woman of the world.
She is bled. Anyway, so then we cut to the Queen, who for some reason has a Biggie Marilyn Monroe wig on. I'm not sure about it.
It's the most subtle we've seen her in a wig so far.
You're right. It's a morning wig.
It's short. It's a morning wig.
But they do make up for it later in the episode with the most crazy wig I've ever seen. Yeah. But anyway, the Queen is reading Whistledown, and basically Whistledown is on the Queen's side right now. It's very neat. And over at the Bridgerton house, Samadami is being prepared for, and Eloise and Hyacinth and Gregory are there with the mom and Francesca. But who enters to call on Francesca? Not Samadami, the quiet dude from the episode before. His name is Lord Kilmartin. And she is into him.
Into the corner, and they're like, let's do what we love doing, which is not talking and standing near each other. I love that.
I love it too. I don't love her jacket. I don't like big shoulders. You know what I'm saying? It's a very Coco Chanel sort of tweed, but
her costumes this episode are reading very Chanel. I mean, it's another artistic license the show's taking. Those fabrics I don't think really existed yet back then. Neither did sort of tailored jackets.
I mean, nothing Cressida is wearing is period.
Absolutely not. No.
So everybody's in there, and she's a very uptight kind of character, and it's just I don't like big shoulders. If the shoulders had been tailored more, I would have been more into it. But she looks lovely as always.
By the way, this manservant that works for them is just like, hey, you got collars? Here they are. That's not how it works. They knock on the door and they're like, please wait here and I'll alert them of your presence. And they're like, you may enter. Why is he just bringing people up without telling them? Or is this supposedly how calling hour works?
This is this is the Regency and version of Kramering. Just like
Kramering?
If you didn't watch Seinfeld, you're old. I'm old. Oh boy. Anyway, it's you're right. You would think that they would be prepared. They're just strolling up. It's not like there's a small amount of space. It's 17 floors, this is a mansion. So yeah, you're right. We cut to Mondrich and this storyline, which I don't understand why it's in the show, but I actually, whenever we go to them, I just want to see 10 times as much because I love these actors. And he basically is being told that he has to give up the club. He cannot be working as a titled lord, but he's decided to keep it. He's very stubborn.
I think the reason this storyline is there, I think that we're going to see his wife start to enjoy society while he maybe. I think she's going to start to accept society and want to be part of it and get wrapped up in it. And he's like, no, it's all bullshit. I don't want to do it. And it'll cause a rift between their relationship. And then, like, do they get divorced? What happens? I don't know.
A divorce. I mean, somebody has to be hooked up with him, right? But like, we're running out of Bridgertons, and like thinking about Gregory or Hyacinth getting hooked up. I mean, they're underage, so I don't want to think about that. So like, it's weird, slim pickings here.
And that kid working his broken arm, I'm just like, what are you doing? I don't want to. You're 4 years too young to be seen on the show. Go away, take your broken arm, and go downstairs.
His
Why
agents,
is he in that?
No, because his agents demanded he get paid a real regular rate. And he's in like, 7 out of 8, and they have to stick him in somewhere.
Yeah, I guess you're going to keep him tied to the show. You're like, well, I guess we better use him.
Yeah, and he's getting paid so much. So like, we got to put him on camera, make that kid work, right? Anyway, the event of the episode, besides the ball, is a collection showing, a rich person showing off their rich stuff. And I'm not in, I like the fact that this guy has a really cool library. It's a beautiful location. I'm not sure what museum it is.
Who does this library belong to?
Just some dude, some older dude. I don't even know if
Fulton or something.
Have
we
like
seen
that.
him?
No.
Okay.
He's just a dude.
Okay.
Pen goes in the library, and Mama's like, "Don't read. Act dumb. That's what Debling's gonna like more." And she's like, "Mom, you're being ridiculous." She's so annoying, the mom in this. And then the Bridgertons arrive.
She's in purple, like a blue with a purple shift, like mermaid colors. It's very interesting. Okay.
I really do like it. It's almost like she's growing closer to Pen as a color palette. Right?
Oh, wait. Yes. Yeah.
Mama.
Yeah.
Mama. Yeah. And then Pen's outfit is also as beautiful. Yes, you're right.
Yes.
And then the Bridgertons arrive, and Samadami's there and says, "Hey, I have 100 books." I don't know why he says that. And they see Debling and Pen, and of course Colin is like, ugh. And then Eloise approaches Cressida, who's super bitchy about losing Lord Debling to Pen. And she's very, and all of this is happening.
Cressida.
Uh-oh.
The Triscuits are back. She's a hair bow made of Triscuit, just dried, wafery, shredded Triscuit fiber hair bow. A bow made of hair, but the hair made of Triscuit. Bow made of hair, but the hair made of Triscuit. Triscuit bow. Why? What's happening? That's all.
She's all gauze and Triscuit. That's what Cressida is. Gauze and Triscuit. Organza and Triscuit. I don't know, man.
Is this a costume where is this a giant costume where it has 2 wheels? No, that's later. Okay, we'll get to that.
No, but the 2 wheels, I was like, is it a wheel? Is it an anus? Are they big, organza anuses?
She looked like a human carriage. Like her head was the carriage and then these giant wheels. It was like, I guess it's supposed to be funny, but it's so over the top.
But they are so all over with Cressida. They'll do one scene where she's nice to Eloise and we kind of like their friendship, and then she'll bitch it out and we'll be like, I don't like her again. And then we'll get a scene later with her very screwed up family and you'll feel sorry for her, and then she does something bitchy again. So I'm like, I don't know. She's a survivor. She's clawing her way to the top. She has a lot of layers, including on her body. And Colin goes over and hangs out. Now, here, Tommy, I want to propose this. Say you're the actor who plays one of these 2, a man about arms who's always hanging around with Colin, who are just a-holes, right? They never get a close-up. You never actually see their face that great, and you forget them the minute they're not on camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are the roles we would get called in for.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry about that.
It's okay.
We got him. they have got great hair. They've really
Yep.
given them sort of bouffant Regency hair. But there's two of them. I did see this. My partner and I were watching it together last night in bed. Ooh, how romantic. And I love that I was taking notes in bed. And I was like, both of those, can you tell the difference between those two guys? The two white guys look exactly alike. I could not tell you who or what.
I couldn't pick them out in a lineup. And I've watched all 4 episodes pretty carefully, and I could not pick those actors out in a lineup. It's not their fault.
Thankless.
It's just
the
way they shoot it.
Thankless jobs.
Yep. I'd be the maid. I'd be Ben's maid, and you'd be one of these guys. Okay.
And it would be so, because like the main people get like beautifully shot, beautiful lighting, and then those guest stars come in and like, yeah, just roll it.
Just roll. They have one light. We can see half their face. We're not even going to cover them, really. So just stand there. Yep. Might as well be AI. There is a nice scene in this episode, in this sequence, where Debling and Penn are talking about the book she likes, and she kind of admits she likes loved ones, and they talk theoretically about if they were to get together. This is a practical match. Would she be okay with running his estate while he was gone for 3 years? And it's very romantic in a very practical way, and I kind of loved it.
It was a hypothetical proposal.
Yeah.
Because they're like talking about it, but not talking about it.
Not talking about it.
I enjoyed it because I don't know, it made me really like him, but he's also talking about, because in the previous episode they had mentioned like love match versus what did they call it?
Practical match.
Practical match.
Yeah.
And she's kind of like, she's got kind of a little of both in him. It's a practical match. She gets what she wants, which is to like have her career, and she kind of has a little crush on him, but it's unclear.
Listen, I will tell you right now, I would sign up for this in a second.
Sign me up.
Sign me up. I mean, he is kind of hiring. He's basically hiring a housekeeper, but that she can have But she's running stuff like a business manager / and then you could do your stuff on the side, honey. It's not a bad. It's not a gig.
He's basically asking her to be his house manager.
Yeah, house manager.
Which sounds great. Sounds great. You mean I don't have to go auditions anymore? I can just manage your house and order
not a bad
flowers that are on their way to death. Great.
I don't have a dream yet, Tommy, about what I would do were I to quit this business, but maybe it's emerging. Maybe it's happening.
To manage an estate in London.
Well, and then Colin watches that and he's simmering so bad he goes and gets some titties. That's the thing we see with Colin. He tries.
Men, really? It's like he tries to go get some tatas, and then they're like, "Oh, you're not feeling it? You want to just watch? You paid for it."
Yep.
So he just
and then
watches.
He's not even into that, which is like almost sad. He's sad. We're all sad.
Do you think he pleasured himself in the end, though?
100%. So then,
and those actors, they're like, those ladies had to eat each other's tatas.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to.
Do you think? I hope they get like paid, like I hope they're.
I think you get a nudity bump,
above
right?
scale. I hope they're over scale for that.
Scale, and you get a nudity bump. Hopefully. All right. So then we have a really nice scene with Francesca, who I'm actually investing more in because she's on a street with a bunch of stores. It's gorgeous. I want to go there so
You can
badly.
go to the street. You can go there. It doesn't have all those trees and flowers. That's so fake. But I did see a video where like they show that street. And you can
oh my God. I want to do I want to do a shooting tour. Mom is really into Samadami, but then she's like, you don't have to. And then Francesca sees Lord Kilmartin, and they have a discussion about the violin busker, and he leaves very abruptly, and it's very awkward and uncomfortable. And Francesca's embarrassed that she's attracted to this guy, and she like cuts it off, which she was really good in this game.
We know why he's running, because she was like, the crescendo is off, and it should be in 3/4 time to truly enjoy the sense of the music. And he runs off. You're like, oh, he's clearly going to go make this thing for
Make this happen. I didn't actually suspect that. I just thought he like had a behavior problem or he was late for something. I promise you.
In some way, I feel like in some ways I feel like they're acknowledging with this storyline, especially with Francesca, I think they're really trying to like refer to like modern day courting and relationships, and like not all of us are able to like date in, or maybe in like it just like, yeah, like some of us aren't into, we don't deal well with the rules of dating and having to talk, and
or like who you should like, who everyone's saying you should be with, who you're expected to be with, the kind, and also embracing your weirdness kind of, because it's very strange that, you know, she's not into talking. And it's a really cute moment when they're on the couch together in the Bridgerton house and they just don't talk. And the whole family's like, what's going on over there? That's actually my favorite moment of the whole episode because I thought it was so adorable. So yeah, you're right. I really like it. Then we see the scene with Cressida and their mom, and they're like in this mausoleum of a house, and Eloise stops by, and the dad gets pissed and says you can never see that girl again, which I don't understand that. Why is that? Is it because of the Whistledown stuff? I don't know.
I think maybe. And also Cressida and her mom were just sitting there waiting, and they say, oh, it's calling hour. So they're just there waiting for someone to stop by, because I thought they had to have like an appointment or like let you know they're coming by, but they're just all dolled up with hopes that a man and court Cressida.
It's so sad. I feel so sad for her. I mean, also
and
that room.
She calls it out. She calls it a mausoleum.
Yeah. No, I loved it. And then I feel really bad for Cressida. And then she does something where she pisses me off again. Cressida is
it's an interesting character because you have such empathy for her and you're really torn on if you're supposed to like her or not like her. Taking it back to Star Trek TNG, she feels a lot like Deanna Troy's mom character, who's like, who says like mean things, but then at the end of the day, you're like, oh, she does have a good heart. She wants the best.
I will say, and this actor has more to do than any other actor. In like everybody else is just playing kind of one note. Let's be honest, right? And they're doing it beautifully. But Cressida has so many notes, and she's weaving them together in a good performance. It feels like the writing is a lot more erratic, and a good actor might not be able to blend it into one character. And because I buy her, I believe her when she's nice, and I believe her when she's awful. So yeah, it's a cool part. It's actually probably the funnest to play in the whole series.
Have we seen her dad before? That actor?
I don't remember. I don't remember. Maybe. Yeah, maybe season 1. I'm not sure. Anyway, over at the club with Mondrich, 2/3 of all the lords have actually quit the club. And Mondrich is really stressing out. He's not going to dinner or I guess to the ball or whatever because he's like, I'm sitting here. I can't hire anyone. I don't understand why people quit. I don't get it.
All right, so why people quit coming? Is it because he's still working there and he's a lord now? That's what?
Yes.
People think that's weird and they're like, oh, I can't go.
Yeah, and then later at the ball, the wife is talking to Lady Danbury, and she's like, hey, the queen's not going to like it if you guys have a job. What I don't understand is why he can't have people running it for him and still own the business. Could they literally not own a business? Because maybe. I don't know. How else do they make money?
I feel like he could own it and you don't have to work there. So go and be a patron and just chill and rub elbows.
Who wouldn't want to have their own club? That's the ballerest move ever.
Oh my God, I want to run a bar. I would love to make drinks for people.
Oh.
I take that back. I don't want to. No, never mind. Because you know what? You're dealing with lots of drunk people. I bet it's a nightmare. I bet it's one of those jobs that we all fan like, oh, it'd be really fun to make mixed cocktails and things. No, never mind.
No, it wouldn't. Because then I would be okay with like a coffee shop. I would love to have like a gourmet pastry shops, but like have a coffee shop that has excellent pastry versus like, oh, they're fine. You know what I'm saying? And they're all
I think about
homemade,
it.
so you can't get them anywhere else. Yeah, that's
I think
okay. I
about
do
it
have a
every
dream.
single day. Every single day. All I want is to open an artisanal coffee and pastry shop, and we have those fancy croissants with the goop inside of them.
Yes. I want to do like a Southern one, like, like pies and biscuits and, but do little twists on the biscuits. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right. Let's make it happen one day. Let's do it in Portugal or London. Okay. People would think biscuits were gross. Yeah. All right. Anyway, then Colin is sad because his friends are douchebags and he runs home because he's tormented. And then the next day, Devling has arrived and has asked the mother to propose to Penelope. And of course, the mother has said yes. And Pen, for the first time, is like, I don't know. Do you actually? And the mom's like, ugh, I knew I should have let you read. What do you want? Love? This is the best you're going to do, girl. And it's really hard. And in her bedroom, the nameless maid, who I would be playing a recurring part, that she comes in to dress her hair, but we cut away before we really see her face. Okay.
I feel like when Penn started to question that, I was just like, "Oh, just sign up for it. Just, I want this. I want this for me.
This is my dream. This is our dream. Okay, it's our birthdays.
Because I don't trust that Colin Bridgerton will like step up and fulfill. And actually,
no.
I feel like he's kind of a rake. He's like
He's not even a rake. He's a callow youth. Okay.
Ooh.
He's a callow youth who hasn't really seen much. He's a little bit of a pampered, soft bottom. I don't know.
That means something completely different in my world.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Soft bottom. Okay.
So
soft. You heard it here first. Soft bottom.
Okay. So then across the street, while Pen's getting ready for maybe the night that she's going to get proposed to, Colin's like, I don't want to go. I don't feel like it. I'm not going up. And Mom is like, oh, baby, you're always the sensitive one. And she's kind of treating him like a 4-year-old, but he kind of deserves it. He's like, oh, no, Mom, I'm real depressed. And basically
he's also hungover.
A little bit, maybe. And then he also discovers that Pen might be getting engaged to that night. And then he's all like, droopy dog. No, yeah, I'm a sad, pretty droopy dog.
He's having a tantrum.
Little tantrum, mate. It's not his sexiest moment. That's all I'll say. So at the ball, there's this modern dance performance. And can you talk about this in the Queen's wig? Because I just need you to take over for a bit. What is going on?
Yeah, the ballet. There's like a solo ballet recital. And he's just in those men's ballet tights with no shirt and some gold wings painted on.
Yeah, but
what? People are into it. I wouldn't want to be close to, be able to make eye contact while they're doing a modern ballet dance in front of me. And then the Queen is up on like some sort of makeshift.
Yeah.
A building with inside, like a balcony, an indoor balcony, I guess.
Within the room, yeah.
And that is when I realized, oh my gosh, this sort of meddling and the ton and like marrying who, this is her reality TV. This is her watching television.
Oh my God, I love the fact that you're saying this. You're right.
This is, at that time, I'm sure this was her watching her story. Like we watch our stories on TV. She watched it in person.
In person. She's watching it in person. Oh my God, you're right. She's manipulating. She's like, has her own Big Brother / Bachelor going on.
Yeah. Love is Blind, but she's the exec producer,
She's the exec producer of Love is Blind.
Oh my gosh. She's the future of television that they keep telling us about, where you can like use AI to choose which actor you want to be in, and you get to choose what happened and choose the ending.
Oh my God.
She actually invented it many years ago.
I love this twist. You blow my mind. Also, she has a glass menagerie in her wig.
Yeah, this is the hollow wig with the glass swans spinning around, right?
Yeah.
Is that it?
I mean, it's something.
What's funny is that, yeah, it's cool, but we've gone wig blind to her.
The standard of wiggery
Yeah,
is like just so high that it's like, oh, it's a glass
you're like,
pantry.
meh, meh.
It could be bigger.
It's like a giant Fabergé egg wig with things spinning, electronic things spinning. And then you're like, yeah, I guess back during that time they would have had to wind it, and that's why it's spinning around. But you're like, I've seen it before. The wigs, they've outdone themselves so many times with her wigs that we're just like, next.
It needs to have like 3 dimensions, like just it needs to be exploding, like constantly just shooting fireworks.
I need the wig
like,
shape.
oh,
I need the
new.
wig shape to be changing. I need
Yeah.
sparklers. I need more. I need more. They've
You heard it
ruined
here.
us.
The wig police says we are not satisfied.
we want more over the top if you want us to even notice it.
Like, yeah, we need OTT. We also have a very good scene with Lord Anderson, Danbury's brother, who hits on Lady Bridgerton very aggressively. We learn he's a widower who was not a love match, and she was a love match, and they kind of hit it off.
Oh, they connect on this topic. And he apologizes to her, and then she apologizes. Not apologizes, but gives them each other sympathy. Sympathy in a very horny way.
Horny sympathy.
What's that? Oh, sympathorny.
Sympathorny. Yeah, that's a good one. Sympathorny. There you go. And also the queen is super proud because Francesca and Samama Mabedi look like they're getting along. But then, and we also see Benedict and Lady Arnold, and they're like, oh, there's nothing worse than a state of undress, because the older couple's complaining about the half-naked man dancer, which I could see not really being contemporaneous, but we're not bothered by that in this show. Then we have a Cressida and Eloise talk, and Cressida like digs in. She's like, I know what your dad is saying. I know it. But I don't care. I'm going to defy him. And Eloise starts lecturing her on her point of view in life, which is like, I don't know who needs that. But I love Eloise, so I was actually angry we cut away from her. And
this is the carriage outfit. Also, this wig, it's no longer Triscuit bow wafer. It's Triscuit puffs. She's got round puffs made of Triscuit fiber.
And it does genuinely look like organza anuses on her shoulders.
Oh, organza anus. Wow.
I mean, ani? What's the multiple of anuses? Is it anuses or ani?
What is the plural of anuses?
I don't know, but anyway.
Anuses?
Yeah, ani. Yeah, I know.
And when I was in high school, my friends, we were like weird, trying to be weird. And we made one of our friends made it, because we had this amazing creative writing teacher, Fran Berman, who would talk like this, take out a giant sheet of paper, and she would always clear her throat, and we were obsessed. Anyway, we made stickers of a quote of hers, which was, what is the plural of penis? Penises? Peni? Let's just stick with phalluses. And I had a sticker on my notebook that said that, which reminded me, what is the plural of anuses?
Oh boy, we learned so much at school. Then, okay, so the ball or the whatever this is going nicely. They are dancing, so it's a ball, I guess, but they had the pre-show. But then Colin looks at the clock and he thinks we get a flashback of his remembering Pen gently, erotically wrapping his bleeding hand, and he decides to run to her. So this is it, guys.
I don't trust him because I feel like his motivation is purely lust based.
Yes.
I think Penn has a motivation of a combination of lust and love, and I want that to be equivocated. Is that a word? Equivocated?
I agree with you, Tommy. You're right. You need it to be equaled. I don't see that he loves her. And they say that they're friends a lot, but like, are they?
Because we know that she's been into him for so long, and he's like just starting to see her as, you know what? women mature faster than men. So maybe.
But like I said, he's a callow youth. A callow youth with a soft bottom. Anyway, so he runs over there. Danbury leaves, and we learn that her brother is a rake. Who's like, I guess, hooking up. Yeah. And she's going to have none of it.
Capital R-A-K-E. Rake.
Yeah. And I'm just like, what's the details? And I need to know all the details. And so we're sensing that there might be a little danger for Mama Bridgerton here.
And he's not a soft bottom. He's a power top.
No, you know, power top. Yes. Then we have Francesca meeting Kilmartin again, and he apologizes for the awkwardness earlier, and he gives her a scroll, and she is like, oh my God, this guy just gave me the hottest thing I've ever touched in my life. And she wants to leave, and the queen, exactly, and she ditches Samadami, and the queen looks down, and she's like, WTF. She's not drinking the lemonade. And it's such a funny thing with her and her valet, or her, I don't know who he is, but that's a good part that guy has.
My part? That part?
Your part. The Tom Lank part. Yeah, exactly.
I love that part. Would be a lot of standing in one place. That would be hard. But he gets like some fun zingers, and he's in their episode. So you can pay me for that. He would.
The problem with that part, Tommy, is that he'd be first in and last out because they don't care about like overworking him because you're not going to work every day. Yeah, just like that. Anyway, and then on the sidelines, both the Featherington sisters decide that because their breasts are tender, they're both pregnant, which is interesting. And then Colin arrives, and
can that also be
PMS?
Yeah, incoming menstrual cycle about to happen, right?
Let me see. Yes.
So why wouldn't they? Oh yeah, I forgot that my titties get sore when I'm PMSing. Like they just like, no, that's it. I'm pregnant.
Not every woman has those. Not every woman has those. And yes, your breasts do get larger and sore when you're early in pregnancy. But you know, it just depends on how many weeks they are. But you know, I guess it is a sign, but it can be not a sign as well. Also, when you're really early in pregnancy, you know, like a very large number of pregnancies do not survive the first trimester. So anyway, not to be a downer. Then Colin shows up, and Penn and Lord Debling are about to kind of get hitched, even though Penn's like, oh, you're not going to love me? Could we do love? And he's like, nah, probably not. And Colin interrupts and pisses off Debling. And then Cressida runs over and sabotages the whole thing and drops that Colin and Penn have known each other for a long time, and they live across the street from the Featheringtons, which makes Lord Debling add up that Penn sits in the window gazing at the Bridgerton house because she's in love with Colin. And he's like, done with her. Cressida.
Which is so stupid because like, if it's not a love match anyway, what does it matter if she does? He basically was like, oh, I don't want her cheating on me while I'm away.
Exactly.
Like,
is he going to cheat on her? Like, he's going to cheat on her so much.
He's making love all over the planet.
Yep.
The 7 seas.
But he can't possibly risk having a bastard.
Oh, you're right. Okay.
Anyway, no, I'm not saying he has a point. I'm just saying the double standard is real. And I don't like Debling. And he's so insightful with her. He's like, do you have feelings? Oh, Colin would never love me, but do you have feelings? He's like a lawyer. He's like,
she does, and then she doesn't answer. And he was like, that's my answer. I knew it.
Yep. I know. And it's true.
Dumps her.
It's true.
Dumps her.
Dumps. So then Penn marches out and calls for her carriage, and then Colin runs after. So at home, Francesca plays the music. Lord Kilmartin has it. Her heart swells. We have Whistledown voiceover happening. Then we cut to Benedict and Lady Arnold doing it, and Penn crying in the carriage. Then we have Colin stopping the carriage, jumping in, unchaperoned, by the way, because he's about to stick something in something.
He says, let me in, which is a big foreshadowing. And he hops in her carriage.
Tommy?
And oh my God. She's okay. First, before we get to it, they have like a conversation, and he's like, and what are you doing? And she's like, you've ruined me. You destroyed my possible marriage. And he's like, you can't do it. You don't love him. She's like, what do you care? Meh. And then he's like, because I care about you. And then he leans in and start kissing. And
Well, he
it's so
says, I'd very
romantic.
much like to be more than friends, so much more. And then they're like,
And she's looking at him, and she's staring at his lips. And then passionate kiss. They're kissing. And then it gets a real horny up in there in the
I was like,
carriage.
what?
And he's like on top of her, and they're like grinding. And
Oh.
then he grabs her ankle, and you see the naked flesh of her ankle, which is woo! And his hand starts working his way up her leg.
This is bold. They just kissed once before this, and suddenly he's going upstairs.
His hand starts to go up the skirt of that dress.
Ah, la, 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 la.
And then we see her. He
Hallelujah!
finger blasting her. She got finger blasted in a moving carriage.
Oh, it feels dangerous. Also, that is a bold move.
Yeah, we've seen, it's almost more shocking to me than the broad daylight full-on effing that we saw in other episodes. It's more shocking than the bare asses and the tatas and making love on cold hard surfaces in other episodes.
She's so well dressed and she's so tightly dressed, and it's like, could that even happen? But they didn't wear underwear back then, so yeah, it could happen.
Oh, it was easier. Okay. And we've just gotten to the other ones. We didn't know the characters as much, and it's almost like you're watching your best friend get finger blasted.
I mean, I will say that. Yes, I was not aroused. Like, first season, that couple did it for me, right? I was like, pause, rewind, I was like, really, I was fine with anything they gave me. Second season, okay. I wasn't like, that wasn't, they weren't my favorite couple, but they had chemistry and I was fine with it. This one, it is, you're right. It's like, oh no, he says, then for God's sake, Penelope Featherington, are you going to marry me or not? And that did get a big,
because he was, I openly wept during this moment. And so, but he was saying okay, I just finger blasted you in a carriage. Now you're coming into my house. And she's like, I can't. But he's like, are you going to marry me? Then she feels like, oh my gosh, yeah, I can go with you. But what does that mean? They are going to go do it in his house?
You can't do it before you get married in his house? That's crazy. What are you doing?
So he just proposed, right? And now he's thinking with his downstairs, not up with his brain. And he's like, we're going to go do it. And this is my prediction. She will be the first Featherington sister to get pregnant before she's married. Dun, dun,
my God. I mean, I guess the rest of because the honorable thing to do would be not to do that and to lead her into the house. But now that I think about it, none of the Bridgertons were there. Benedict's off with Lady Arnold.
Yeah.
Francesca's there at the house. So maybe he does mean to just kind of announce it to the family.
What's that I hear? Must be nothing.
Just sounds like Colin moaning.
I
don't know, but then I saw the trailer for the next 4. Tommy, the drama is real.
I was so shocked that they would that they would sync them up as a couple this early in the season, and now we know why. Because that's drama.
There's no way that they don't reveal Whistledown and then get back together, right? They have to.
Oh yeah, I forgot. It's like what's coming is they're gonna try and get married, and then it sounds like Eloise is gonna blackmail her into revealing herself.
It. Also, the Queen is offering £5,000 for someone to reveal Lady Whistledown's identity, and Cressida is really in on revealing it and is doing a lot of evil
Cressida
Cressida
know?
things.
Cressida
She
doesn't
might
know
be able
yet.
to find out because of Eloise. Eloise already dropped something earlier this, season, and Cressida's pretty smart. She's a complicated character.
It is weird that she kept going with Whistledown after that she had lost her friendship over it. Like, she should
I know,
maybe put Whistledown to rest.
I know, but it's
but then there's another possibility. What if then she loops him into the family business and it's Mr. and Mrs. and Mr. Whistledown?
I mean, it could be, because maybe. I mean, remember, you're right, because now we're just speculating. We did establish that Colin is a very good writer. So if he is able to claim something and cover for her because his writing is really good, then perhaps, you know what I'm saying? Maybe he's going to, okay, they're going to break up, and then she's going to be in trouble. Okay, this is my prediction. They're going to almost break up. They're going to break up. Then everything's horrible. She's pregnant and they break up.
Yep.
Worse.
Yep.
And then she's about to be unveiled to the queen at this event, unmasking Whistledown by Cressida. And then he steps forward and negates the evidence and saves her life.
But yes. And then also in the coming attractions thing, we see her pass out at the ball.
We do see her pass out. She's
pregnant. Is she pregnant?
Yes.
Is the baby in danger? You just said a third of the pregnancies have go away within the first trimester?
Yeah, it could be. Could be.
So could she be in danger?
Oh, no.
Could she miscarriage? That would be a very real thing to bring into this. I don't know if have they dealt with that on the show?
I mean, they made some good stakes because, we haven't seen that, and we have progressed this relationship much farther. They're going to be out and about as an engaged couple. They might want to get married early. The wedding's going to be called off because of the scandal of the Whistledown.
What was the season 1 thing where the cousin could live with? Did a cousin come to live with Featherington, or am I confusing this with the show that I watched, the Sanditon show?
There was the cousin. Yes, there was the cousin. Remember, she was with Colin, and she got pregnant and married the other guy. She was pregnant from a guy. Yes, she was pregnant from a soldier, and she was trying to get in touch with that soldier, and he died. And then she married his brother, even though Colin and her had some very good chemistry, by the way. And then she went and had the baby with the brother because it was just more reliable.
So she did have the baby. Okay.
She did have the baby. Yeah.
Okay, so there are some options for what might happen.
I mean, I hope I'm surprised and it's not that. I'll enjoy it if that is it, but that's what I'm predicting. And you're right, because why would they set up the Featherington heir to be a man, a boy, somebody having a baby boy in order to inherit? And why would there be a whole storyline all season about the Featherington sisters being pregnant? If all three of them have like babies at the same time, and then there's 2 girls and a boy, and Penn's got the boy, that would be kind of fun.
Oh, anyway, yeah, that would be fun. But why? If she's going to end up at Bridgerton, why does it matter what happens to her family? Because they're not great people.
I mean, they're not great, but I guess they're going to be married forever. I mean, they're going to be joined forever. It's going to be bad.
Oh, there was that amazing line where the mother is like, "Oh, you messed it up, didn't you?" And she's like, "You're not even going to ask me if I'm well. You don't even care what happens to me as a person. All you care about is my status." In this bullshit marriage market thing. Ugh.
I don't have any solutions, but I think that we're speculating in a way that we're going to actually be revealed in about less than 2 days. And Tommy, I'm so proud of her. I'm proud of us. Before your birthday, you finished what you accomplished, what set out to do, which was
be on schedule with Bridgerton. At least I did this one thing in my life. Did you binge all 4 at the same time, or did you spread them out?
No, I like to watch them right before we talk because I forget things that happen, and even though I do take
Yeah.
notes, I want it to be fresh, and also I do not have the patience or time to watch more than 1 hour of television. I always watch this on 1.25, always. I watch it faster.
Oh, wow.
But then I play, like, the carriage scene I played in real time. Any
Oh,
dancing?
you had to.
Any dancing? 1.25.
Hey, I don't think I can do this because is that on Apple TV or is that on the computer? Oh, you can do it on the computer, but
You can do it on
not
the
on
computer,
my.
yeah. I don't think
I can't do it on my Samsung on this thing.
Yeah.
This episode brought to you by the Samsung Frame TV. If
Yeah.
you want to send us more TVs, that will be great. Thanks.
Well, Tommy, I'm excited. I actually excited. And well, I've said some, things that are more kind of negative about. I mean, these are all just very mild critiques because I'm really into the season. I'm almost enjoying it more than last season, but I don't know. I just always enjoy it when I'm watching it. And this is the fresher one. I miss Anthony and Kate. I really do. And I wish the other couples were in it, just even in the background a little bit, but I guess they don't want to pay for them to be in the background.
Who's the love interest for next season?
We don't know. I bet it's Eloise or Francesca. Now, this is interesting because is Francesca going to get her own season? That's the question.
I think they might wrap her up this season for some reason.
I mean, it's certainly heading that way. I guess we'll see. Well, everybody, we'll see you for the next 4 individually at our own pace very soon. Happy birthday to you, Tommy.
And happy birthday almost to you, Felicia.
We'll hope
Featherington, Melissa.
Thompson.
Your real middle name? I forgot. It's so fun. Felicia.
Thank you, Thomas Vladimir.
Oh, your middle name is Felicia. That's
Chi-Chi,
right. Catherine.
Bridgerton.
Catherine.
Yes.
Felicia Featherington Day.
Thank you for listening. Bye.
Bye.